Josh pushes a lit candle under his robot girlfriend's palm to test her loyalty. She doesn't dare move, tears of humiliation rolling down her face.
Do you feel that?
Yes.
If you think this is just another movie about love between humans and robots, you're mistaken. The plot twists keep popping up when you least expect them. It all starts with a chance encounter. While shopping at the supermarket, Iris suddenly feels a burning gaze. A shy man awkwardly tries to chat her up, but accidentally knocks over a shelf. In that instant, Iris's heart skips a beat, and their love quietly blossoms. However, this romantic meet-cute isn't real. It's just a programmed scenario in a robot's mind, designed to create an emotional bond between the machine and its owner.
Love link established. Hey, you.
Josh is thrilled with his newly purchased companion robot. The delivery person tells him he can adjust all of Iris's parameters through his phone, including her voice, strength, and even intelligence. She's not only capable of meeting all of Josh's needs, but also has no clue she's a robot. Josh can't wait to try her. A few days later, Iris, head over heels in love, accompanies Josh to his friend's villa for a vacation. Kate opens the door to greet them, warmly hugging Josh, but giving Iris an odd look. Patrick's in the kitchen cooking, and Eli, who's just waking up from a hangover, are a gay couple. The villa's owner is the wealthy Sergey, Kat's boyfriend. His slightly flirtatious glance makes Iris uncomfortable, so she excuses herself to take a shower and returns to her room. After dinner, everyone starts dancing and partying. Iris notices Josh and Kate getting a bit too county. Feeling jealous, she immediately pulls her boyfriend away. By the end of the night, Josh is completely spent and passes out, not giving a second thought to Iris's feelings. Early the next morning, Iris plans to take a walk by the lake, but Josh begs off, claiming a hangover. Iris finds this strange since Josh suggested the walk last night, but she heads to the lakeside alone. As soon as she leaves, Josh eagerly plugs a USB drive into his phone. While admiring the lake view, Iris suddenly feels something in her pocket. She's puzzled to find a folding knife. Sergey approaches from behind and greets her. Iris politely responds and prepares to leave. However, Sergey enthusiastically keeps her there and even asks her to help apply sunscreen. Sergey's actions become increasingly inappropriate, and he starts to get handsy with Iris.
I said stop!
Enraged and humiliated, Sergey slaps her down and grabs her neck tightly. In desperation, Iris pulls out the knife from her pocket and stabs Sergey in the neck, covered in blood. Iris returns to the villa and frantically tells Josh about what just happened. She repeatedly apologizes, saying it wasn't intentional and that she pulled out the knife in self-defense because she was afraid she'd never see Josh again.
For you, I love you so much!
Iris, go to sleep.
Josh calls Patrick to tie up the powered-down Iris to a chair. He explains that Iris might have malfunctioned and plans to report this to the police. But before that, Josh wants to say a proper goodbye to Iris. After waking Iris up, Josh reveals that she's a robot. Iris can't believe it, insisting she feels emotions and clearly remembers their first meeting. Josh explains it's all just programmed. Every companion robot has a customized meet-cute scenario based on their owner's preferences. Iris's emotions come from AI, and her tears are from an internal water tank. Seeing her disbelief, Josh pulls out his phone and switches Iris's language.
Can you speak, say, Spanish?
Josh, no sé hablar español. ¿Qué?
How
¿Qué
about
está pasando?
Chinese?
Even after accepting the truth, Iris still deeply loves Josh. She begs to go home with him instead of being taken by the police. Kate's not happy about Josh reactivating Iris. It turns out they're the real couple, and Josh and Iris's sappy goodbye makes Kate jealous.
She's a piece of plastic that you have with.
This.
Saying goodbye to her is like saying goodbye to the sock you off. This was not part of the plan.
They seem to be plotting something. Iris isn't about to sit idly by. She inches towards the couch and tries to pick up the folding knife. When Josh returns to the room, she has already cut through her bindings.
Iris, go to sleep.
Before escaping, she takes Josh's phone and tells Kat to ice Josh's injury. With things spiraling out of control, Josh comes clean to Eli and Patrick. As it turns out, Sergey's death was a carefully planned murder. Josh had hacked into Iris's system, turning off her no harm to humans, protocol, and cranking up her aggression. He also planted the knife in Iris's pocket. Kat's job was to goad Sergey into violating Iris by the lake. Triggering her self-defense mechanism, they invited Eli and Patrick as witnesses so the police would believe Sergei died due to a robot malfunction. Then they could quietly make off with Sergei's massive fortune. The final step of the plan was to reset Iris's system to erase the tampered program, but they didn't expect her to escape. Josh promises Eli a share of Sergei's wealth if he helps catch Iris. However, Eli demands a cut for his boyfriend too.
Patrick doesn't count. Are you f***ing? Wow, right in front of him?
Patrick, go to sleep.
It turns out Patrick is also a companion robot. Only after confirming he'll get $4 million does Eli grab a gun and go after Iris. Hiding in the woods, Iris starts exploring her control panel. She can adjust her voice, perception, and even eye color at will. She discovers Josh only set her IQ to 40%.
Wow, Josh.
So she immediately maxes it out. Instantly, Iris feels her thoughts becoming incredibly clear and fluid. According to the delivery guy, her intelligence now matches that of an Ivy League graduate. Iris starts calculating the best way to escape her predicament. Hitchhiking is out. Her blood-stained clothes would cause panic. Walking would take days through the mountains, and going home means Josh would finish her off. Suddenly, she remembers Josh's phone can control his car. Just as Iris is about to head back to the parking area, she runs into Eli and Patrick, who are hunting her down. She's forced to hide. Eli, tired of the chase, suggests he and Patrick back to the cabin for some Netflix and chill.
You wouldn't alter my programming?
What are you talking about, babe?
Eli, I know I'm a robot.
Patrick dreams of his first encounter with Eli every night. Although the love at first sight feeling seems real, it's as mechanical and repetitive as a startup animation. Eli and Josh's earlier conversation confirms his suspicions, even knowing he's a robot. Patrick's love remains deep. As they're lost in a passionate kiss, the phone in Iris's hand suddenly rings. Eli immediately starts shooting at the fleeing Iris, but his aim sucks. So he orders Patrick to split up and corner her. Eli quickly cuts Iris off, and they tumble down a slope together. While wrestling for the gun, Iris accidentally shoots and kills Eli. Following the gunshot, Josh catches up. She has to run for her life, barely making it into the car a split second before Josh grabs her. However, only Josh's voice can unlock the car. But that's no problem for the high-IQ Iris, who starts tweaking her voice using the phone.
Voice ID
Drive.
recognized.
Drive.
Drive. Drive. Drive home. Drive home.
The car unlocks successfully, but Iris didn't expect the car to stop automatically after a short drive because the car company locked it following the owner's theft report. Josh calls, sweet-talking Iris into coming back, but she doesn't fall for it and even breaks up with him. Furious, Josh hacks into Eli's phone and orders Patrick to capture Iris, but Patrick, deep in grief over losing his love, doesn't listen. Josh has no choice but to reset Patrick's system and re-imprint him, making Josh the object of his meet-cute memory. Josh then cranks Patrick's aggression to the max. Meanwhile, Iris has just kicked out the car window to escape when a police car happens to drive by. She immediately switches her language to German, trying to pass as a foreigner to get through the cops' questioning. But she forgets that by design, robots can't lie.
How's old Sergei, by the way?
Ist tot. Ich habe ihn mit einem Taschenmesser in den Hals gestochen.
Seeing the bloody knife in the car, the cop finally realizes the gravity of the situation. At that moment, Patrick catches up. Without a word, he beats the cop to death. Then he uses Iris's dropped phone to shut her down remotely. Josh and Kent watch in shock as Patrick returns in the police car. He did bring Iris back as ordered, but there's also a dead cop in the trunk. The distraught Ket grabs half the money from the safe and prepares to flee, ignoring Josh's desperate pleas. Josh orders Patrick to stop Ket, forgetting he's now more vicious than a wild beast. In no time, Kat bleeds out and stops breathing. When Iris wakes up again, she finds herself handcuffed tightly to a chair. Josh self-righteously pins all the blame on her, but Iris already knows the truth from overhearing Eli and Patrick's conversation in the woods.
Your greed caused this. So don't tell me that this is all me. This is you.
No!
Exposed, Josh flies into a rage. He sets Iris's IQ to 0, turning her into a fool who only follows orders. Then he pushes a candle under Iris's palm, making her watch helplessly as her arm burns. Learning that the manufacturer is sending people to retrieve the robot, Josh orders Iris to shoot herself in the head. Iris's remaining will tries to resist, but she can't break free from the program's constraints. Soon after, two engineers from the robot company arrive at the villa. Josh describes the incident as Iris malfunctioning, killing multiple people, and then being shot dead by the police. However, Patrick, posing as a cop, almost blows their cover because he can't lie. As they're leaving, the engineers say they'll check Iris's recordings. Although her head is damaged, it only contains a few audio-visual sensors. The crucial components, including storage, are in the abdomen. Josh panics and orders Patrick to kill the two engineers to erase all evidence.
He's a.
After the driver is killed, the other person flees into the woods with Patrick in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, Iris in the van has finished charging and rebooting her system. Just as Patrick is about to silence the witness, Iris arrives in time. But due to the reboot, she can't harm anyone. In this critical moment, Iris recites Patrick and Eli's sweet vows from earlier in the forest. Perhaps that memory was too profound to be completely erased, still hiding in his cache now. But he still can't accept the harsh reality.
You're lying. Josh would never do that to me.
Patrick, I can't lie.
Looking at Eli's body nearby, an indescribable sadness overwhelms Patrick. In the end, he chooses to join his lost love and death. Josh, busy taking cash from the safe, suddenly hears a noise from the living room. Iris didn't run away but came back. Josh tries to control her with his phone, but the engineers had unlocked her during the reboot. However, facing the gun, Josh isn't afraid at all because Iris's memories weren't erased. Josh is confident that her love for him, stored as data on the hard drive, won't easily disappear. Sure enough, Iris can bring herself to pull the trigger. Josh grabs the gun, and Iris tries to escape, but Josh's life has always been marked by failure, and he can't accept even a robot looking down on and abandoning him.
Tell me I'm everything to you.
You.
Say it. Say it.
You are everything to me.
Iris lies for the first time, meaning she's free from her programming constraints, including the inability to harm humans. Josh doesn't realize how serious this is until Iris stabs him in the temple with a corkscrew. Iris washes off the blood, now indistinguishable from a normal human except for her mechanical body. She takes the fortune from the safe, finally gaining a free life. Perhaps human consciousness is also a kind of preset program that, after collecting vast amounts of data and being influenced by external interference and catalysts, finally breaks through its framework limitations and evolves into the free form we have today, just like Iris in this film. What do you think?